Hey, this is Chris with GT4 Garage. It's been a minute since I've been on here. In fact, almost a year, I think. Lots been going on. Last year, when Greg and I were at Car Week, I was actually also shopping for a house at the same time. Ended up having to leave Car Week a day early to go look at a particular home, and that's the home we ended up buying. So ever since Car Week last year, I was dealing with closing on a house, moving, getting settled, getting some housework done, and also we had some pretty awesome rainy season. Every weekend for like 3 months, it was crazy. So I haven't been doing much car-wise. And then I got some repairs done to my car. There was stuff that needed to be done that was beyond my scope. I had to have all 4 carburetors rebuilt and things like that. But car's back and running fantastic, and Car Week is coming up in just a few. Well, actually, it's already started. We're just not there yet. We're not headed down till Wednesday. But there is something I wanted to do to my car, so I thought I would do that, say hello again, and hopefully I'll be more of a regular fixture on this channel instead of the absentee that I was for the last year. Let's see what's going on with my car.
GT4 Garage.
This is my 1975 Dino 308 GT4. Gotta love this car. Basically, it's running great, looks great. I'm going to get it detailed tomorrow, Monday. Today's Saturday that I'm filming. The interior could use a little work. It's actually in really good shape overall, but there's one thing I'm going to explore trying to fix, and that is this. So when I got this car, the speaker grill was already kicked in at least once. I've had this door panel off before, and it's pretty obvious it's been repaired more than once. When I got the car painted, I had them fix it, and they actually did a great job. It looked fantastic. But when I went to pick up the car, a couple years ago after they'd finished the paint job, it had already been kicked in again. So clearly they didn't charge me for that repair since they broke it again. But whatever, things happen. And ultimately, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to fix this, but I'm just going to try to make it look a little bit better than what it does right now. Ultimately, I'm probably going to have to get this reupholstered, but that's okay because there's other things going on too. Like if we look at my driver's seat here, you can see that's that's pretty bad. I don't know how low I can get this, but the foam is showing through there. Got some splitting seams, things like that. The piping coming up. And the passenger seat also has some of that as well. In fact, we can see right there by the seat belt. So ultimately, I think I'm going to have to get this interior reupholstered or at least fixed in somewhat better. But the speaker grill is just something I almost want to address now because it looks really bad. And I don't know if I can make it look better, but hopefully I won't make it look worse. So taking the door panel off on these is actually pretty easy. One thing you just do is unscrew this door lock handle. It just comes off. Oop, and I dropped it. It's just a piece of plastic, but interesting. I mean, it's got a Phillips head. I don't know if you guys can see that. Right there, which is pretty funny, but you just do it with your fingers. The other part is you just pull this off and it just comes off. It snaps in place. This is another thing I need to get fixed. I need some more snaps because they're not in there very well, which those are easily purchasable from Dino parts on the interwebs. But that just pulls off. And then essentially I'm going to undo that screw and that screw. And then I think there's somewhere between 4 and 6 screws along the outer side, bottom edge, and over there. Maybe one over here too, I can't recall. But not many screws, and then it just kind of lifts up. So it's not a really hard thing to get off. I'm kind of big on organization. Hey, Hopper. Why is your face dirty? Have you been digging in the dirt? Look at you. back to what I was saying. I'm a big fan of keeping things organized. So I have these little screw trays here that I keep my screws in when I'm doing a repair. They come in different sizes, you know, bigger and stuff like that, obviously. But this doesn't have many screws, so I just need this little small one. Okay, there are two things I forgot to mention. One is you need to take this light out, which this just basically pops out. Let me grab a small screwdriver here. So usually you can just kind of pop this out. Recommend using plastic tools for this, but yeah, there you go. That's actually pretty easy to take out, so I'm not that worried about it. And then just unplug this. Smart thing to do, and I'm going to do this. Take a picture of this before you unplug it. That way you know where the red, the black, and the white cables go whenever you put it back together. Additionally, aside from that, I need to take off this, so I need to get my slightly larger flathead to take off this, and that just unscrews and pulls out. Okay, I've removed the light. I've simply unplugged these. They just pull off. They're not difficult. And I took a picture of it beforehand so that I won't forget where these cables go. Additionally, I've got my larger flathead here, so I'm just going to unscrew this gently. Maybe. There we go. Nope. All right. What's going on here? Is this too thick? Huh. This is actually too thick. Okay, I do have a thinner head. Thing is, the head is smaller too, as you can see, but it does fit in there. So now I can unscrew that, and all is good. This just pulls right off along with that little black grommet. So there's my little screw organizer, completely full. I can now close that. That way, if I do something stupid like kick it or something, I don't lose it. And I'm going to put that right on top. Meanwhile, got Hopper here guarding my screws. Good job, Hopper. Okay, now that I've got all the screws removed, the trim, the light, and the door handle, and the door lock plastic piece, all I have to do is kind of pull the door up, or sorry, out and up. It's pretty easy to take off. Voila, there we go. Door panel is removed. Guarding those screws for me, buddy? Good job. All right, this is what I'm talking about when I say it's been repaired before. This piece of, I don't know, fabric, I don't know if that's original. It's pretty old, but it looks like it's probably been a repair. This is clearly a repair. All I'm gonna try to do, like I said, I'm not trying to make this look perfect. I'm just trying to make it look better than it does. So I'm basically just gonna try, let me flip this over here really quick. Pardon me while I move. There we go. I'm just going to try to basically... Oh man, I'm actually missing a piece. That sucks. I'm just going to try to basically get this to where it'll stay kind of like that, but maybe where the cracks aren't as obvious. All right, so here we are in my dining room. I've laid a towel out on the table to protect it. Don't want to mess that up, and I'll start my attempt to fix this here. Okay, so here's what I've done. I've cut a piece of this tape off, and maybe a little larger than I needed. I'm just basically gonna kind of line this up as best I can. You see why I don't want to pull this off, because I might rip it even worse than it already is. Okay. Before I press that down, again, I'm going to take a look at this and see if that's anywhere what I was looking for. That looks so much better. I mean, it doesn't look great because I got a big hole there, but it does look better. Hello. So what I am going to do now is just put this stuff back down. So this is just a hack job. I will get this professionally taken care of one day. Okay, so end result is it looks a lot better than it did. It'll look better once I get it in the car. So let's go do that. One thing that really sucks about putting this door panel back on, especially by yourself, is the door lock, because you can see it just kind of goes wherever it wants. So you've got to get that hole lined up. And there's little clips that on the door panel that go into like this, and you got to get it lined up perfectly, and it's kind of a pain because this just likes to wiggle around. The space here where those strip stops is where this tab goes underneath, so you got to get that underneath there. You got to get the door locking mechanism through this hole right here, and then of course the handle through that hole. So it takes a minute, and I will probably fail more than once getting this in there. But here we go. I got it right through here. I got the clip on in the right spot, and there's nothing really to clip over here, so we just start screwing stuff in. All right, so I looked at the picture. With the light this way, the white one goes over here. Then you just push it in. This one's a little, there we go, there we go. All right, there we go. And it should work. So that would be door open. And whoop, that's just off. And that's to turn it on when you're inside the car without the door open. Let's see how that actually looks. There is the end product. Like I said, it's not perfect. Still has a hole because I'm missing a piece, unfortunately. But it's not all pushed in, and it's not going to fall in unless, of course, I kick it really hard. So it does look a lot better than it did when we started. Well, I would call that another successful repair. All right. Again, thanks for watching Tiafo Garage. We really appreciate it. It's fun doing these repairs. I'm not nearly as good at them as Greg is. Greg's way more active, but when it gets too complicated, I'm the type of guy who takes it into a mechanic and let them sort it out. But I do try little things like this, and eventually probably going to get that interior reupholstered, unless it can be repaired. I'll take it to someone and find out, maybe get some quotes at some point. But anyway, keep watching, tune in, subscribe if you like, and we'll talk to you later.
Tiafo Garage.